Hi, welcome back to WineMastery. We are going to taste a wine that's come to us all the way from Chile. It's from the Wine Society and it's a Carmenère, and we're going to taste it in 1 second. So, as I said, we're going to taste a Carmenère. It's from the Wine Society, which is a UK wine distribution outfit that's actually owned by its members. So the idea is you get better value because there's no profit. It all goes back into the company and for the members. So with that in mind, let's have a look at the bottle. Say from Chile. Looks nice. And let's have a look at the price.
The important bit.
$7.25.
$7.25, John.
That's a decent price. I like that price.
I thought you would, but $7.25. That's a very, very good price. It's not often we taste wines at that level.
No. I mean, we've been sort of more at the £10 in, haven't we?
I know it's hurting, John. I know it's hurting you, but we're getting up today. $7.25. We're all right. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
You can breathe easy. You'll sleep well tonight. So let's get into it then. So Carmenère, I'm a big fan of Carmenère.
Are you?
Yeah, I do love Carmenère. I like Carmenère very much. Very underrated grape, or something that people would overlook. I find when we had the shop, we used to, because I know what it's like if let's say you like a Shiraz and you go to shop, you buy a Shiraz from there, you see Carmenère, a bit different. I don't know if I like it, so people avoid it and they go for the Shiraz. But one thing I'll always say, and I say this in my tastings, is you should always try something different. That's how you're going to find the wine that you're going to absolutely love. So let's have a look at the colour.
Okay. Yeah, and Carmenère was in Chile, and originally a lot of the vines were thought, was it Merlot that they'd confused it with?
Yes, they thought it was Merlot. They were cropping it as Merlot, and then this fella from Australia, I believe, went and said, this isn't a Merlot. And they used to do it in a lot of blends. So then they started cropping it on its own, so now you've got a single varietal Carmenère. And that is very purple.
Very purple, very deep. There's no translucence to it at all, even against the studio lights.
Yeah, and that's got a viscosity there as well that makes it look, like it looks like a glass of red wine.
It looks powerful, doesn't it?
If you're sat in a restaurant and you ordered a glass of red wine, be it Shiraz, whatever it might be, that's what I want to see. I want to see that kind of almost. It's fighting to say, here I am. What are you going to do? All right.
Okay.
That begs a go on the nose, doesn't it?
It does.
Ooh. Did not.
Bitter cherry, black.
Definitely cherry.
Yeah.
Definitely cherry.
Is this some pepper?
Yeah. Oh. Herbaceous.
Can you get herbaceous pepper?
I think so. I'm getting. And I know I say this quite frequently as well, but a kind of chocolatey richness about the nose. No, I get your pepper.
Yeah, just on the edge there.
Isn't that lovely though? I know we've done these videos many times, John, but sometimes it's really nice to like pick up on these little bits and pieces which you wouldn't usually, but because you're analysing it, you're like, oh yeah, this and this, and often you'll say to me, what about that? And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. But yeah,
it's one of those also. Sometimes when I'm sort of smelling a wine, I smell it and smell it the second time I smell it, but then the third time it seems to disappear and my sort of nose gets so accustomed to it can't smell it.
Yeah, or you get stuck on one bit in there. I'm very guilty of that.
But this keeps on coming. It does.
Yeah. It's right. That pepper. You're right, John. That pepper is. But I'm gonna have to have a little taste now, John.
It is a powerful wine, isn't it?
That's good.
Yeah, it's powerful, and then it cools down. It sort of simmers down to be quite soft. So it comes in really hard.
Yeah.
A little bit of the tannin thing. I was thinking the tannin. Oh, those tannins are going to. And then they disappear, and then it softens right out, and you're just left with the fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. You think it's going to develop into something that perhaps you don't want it to be. Like you said, the tannins are. The tannins are beautifully soft, juicy, delicious. And so you can, like you say, it's a power flavour right in front of your face, and then it kind of softens out beautifully. That's a very well-balanced wine. £7.25, John.
That's good value. But Chilean wine is good value.
Oh, I know.
Mind you, I did buy this bottle in 1965.
What's that?
I did buy this bottle in 19... No, it's a 2024.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. But no, that's soft, delicious. Got all the power you need, all the fruit. But for me, I am just getting that cherry, which I'm not too mad about because it's nice. I like that flavour.
I thought you said too mad. I thought you meant you were not too happy with. But
oh no, I'm very happy with it. I'm not too mad that I'm not getting much more from it.
Okay.
Because that's what I got. I said it before, but that's what I got in the nose. What I got in the nose, if I get that on the palate, I'm happy with that. It makes me think it's a good wine. And
yeah.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I could definitely get through a bottle of...
And I'm just mesmerised by the smell. I'm even smelling it more than I'm drinking it.
And again, it's £7.25.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that really from that sort of price.
We've drunk wines much more expensive than this that we've just been like, meh.
Yeah.
But that is just pulling it out. Is that okay? So pairings.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me go because I've been thinking about this, and I think that obviously roast beef. Don't know if you're having that. Beef bourguignon. I think it'd also be good with. It could also with a steak. So any sort of red meat. I think this would be ideal with.
Yeah, that's going to take. He's going to take it on, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going to take it on. And I'm just thinking when you were saying that. Just yesterday, I went to visit my mum, and
How is she?
She's all right.
Hello.
She's only got a cough. It's just a cough, Auntie Jess. But she'd made. Stick with me on this one. She'd made liver and onions in gravy, and there's not many things I don't like, but liver is one thing. I just can't get on board with it. It's either overdone or not done. The texture, the flavour, I can't enjoy it. But she'd made this, and but the gravy part of it, I really enjoy. And so I had just some mashed potatoes with liver and onion, just the gravy, not the liver or onions in there. That'd be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
That would be, like you just say, the red meat, the richness, and that's exactly where it was. And that's exactly what I was just thinking of when you were saying that. And yeah, that would be beautiful. Cheese-wise, we're going to have to lean to something that's got a bit of weightiness there. We're going to have to lean to something else. Maybe a Comté or a Beaufort or a Comté, Beaufort or Cantal, I think would be, which are all French cheeses. So, oh no, the Cave, sorry, the Gruyere is Swiss, but you can get a French Gruyere as well.
Can you?
Yeah, you can.
Close to the border then, huh?
Yeah, right. But yeah, anyway, it needs something. That needs something to take it on. It's, you wouldn't be, you know, any.
It's not shy, is it?
Nah. It's quite in your face, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But like you described, Johnny, it's like in your face, but then kind of mellows out. Here you are, and then just slows it all down, and I like that. Yeah. Scores
on the doors. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I think I got mine ready.
I think I've got mine ready. Oh, sorry. So my score for this, and the price is going to be a massive factor in this, because it's £7.25. It's not often the one you get a bottle of wine at £7.25 that is good, but get one that's really good is very unusual. So I'm going to go ahead and give this yeah.
And I'm going to go, like John, because of the price, I'm going to go 87.
92. It's not often I go over 90. I know. It's not often I go over 90, but I am quite taken back. £7.25 for that. You're on to a winner. I know.
I mean, I'm amazed that you never, you really grudgingly go above 90, let alone 92.
Few and far between I will go over 90. 90s, I think this is probably only the third wine or fourth wine in the whole time we've been making these videos. Third or fourth time I've gone over 90.
Wow.
It's worth it.
Wow. Well, I'm not sure why I haven't gone that far. I mean, it's 7.25. If I take 7.25 into, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I just thought that, I don't know, I just thought...
87 is still a good...
Yeah,
look,
still a good
87 is
score.
still a very, very good...
Score.
That's what it's. I was mesmerised by my wife. I got caught up there. But yeah, 8-7 still a fantastic score, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, if you get to try this, say it's sort of available from the Wine Society, let us know what your thoughts are and see if you enjoyed it as much as we do and see if you'd give it a 92 as well.
92.
Let us know. 92.
It deserves it.
It is very good. It is very good. Okay, and hopefully we'll see you again at the next review, and when we'll find yet another, hopefully, brilliant, cost-effective, beautiful wine. Chin chin.
Chin chin.